Welcome to everybody that is joining us through the different social media platform. Welcome to our webinar on enhanced access to finance for SME business recovery in Eswatini. Today we are hosting this webinar to unpack first the 45 million Malangeni revolving fund that has been set up by the government to assist SMEs in their recovery effort after the impact of COVID-19. We are also going to be having Eswatini Stock Exchange that is going to explain to us how the newly developed platforms are going to assist SMEs to access capital. Our program is straightforward. We are going to have our CEO, SEDCO CEO, who is going to do the opening remarks, as well as we will have first Eswatini Bank that is going to then do the presentation on the 45 million in Malangeni. We are going to mix both Siswati and English, so I'm going to invite all the participants to please interact with us through the social media platforms, ask questions through our Zoom, through Facebook. We will respond to the questions as we go along. So without any further ado, I am now going to invite our SEDCO CEO, Ms. Ketiwe Mhlanga, to welcome all of us. Thank you, and over to you, CEO.
Thank you, Themba, for that introduction. Thank you, everyone who has joined us in this webinar. First and foremost, let me take the opportunity to thank Eswatini Bank for availing their time to be with us today to break down access to finance that is available. Then I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the Eswatini Stock Exchange, who also have taken time to be with us to share with our entrepreneurs on what is available, what instruments are available within the Eswatini Stock Exchange. Today, we are still celebrating because this week is all about Global Entrepreneurship Week. We're still celebrating our entrepreneurs, and as we celebrate our entrepreneurs, we just want to ensure that they have as much information needed on access to finance. One thing we have noted as we've been doing and reading several studies and reviewing surveys coming out of FinScope is that our SME always are complaining about access to finance. And this issue of access to finance, when we have institutions such as the banks available to assist, as well as having now the Eswatini Stock Exchange saying, SMEs, come to us, we can also assist you. We will show you new innovative ways where you can now raise capital to expand your businesses. Here we're just going to focus on elements that are going to assist you to expand your business through finance access. Money, they say, is what actually makes business to go forward. So talking of money, we want you SMEs, we want our SMEs to really be driven in knowing where they can access money, but us as SEDCO, we will also be assisting our SMEs now on how do you manage your finances. We will continue with the mentorship, we will continue with the coaching. What is key to us is seeing the business of our entrepreneurs to grow. We want to see our SMEs to take off to the next level. We're looking, as we are planning in terms of our strategies, that our SMEs should be the ones now that are contributing to economic growth. And as they are the key drivers to economic growth, we expect our people to also be driven to higher standards of living, whereby we've reduced our poverty levels. We are looking forward to this session, and we hope all our entrepreneurs, our captains of industries, will benefit from this webinar. There will be future webinars that SEDCO is going to have specifically for our entrepreneurs, just to ensure that there is that growth from within. We have been highly affected by the COVID pandemic when it comes to liquidity for our SMEs. And with that, it has affected our demand, it has affected our supply as SMEs. However, we are saying now, here's an opportunity for you to recover. Here are instruments available from within our own Kingdom of Eswatini. Take advantage of those opportunities. Be the one that says, I'll be brave enough to leap to the next stage of being an entrepreneur that perseveres. So I would say thank you for joining us, and we look forward to your questions, and SEDCO will always be available for you. Any time that you need, we'll provide those services to support your businesses. Thank you.
Thank you very much, CEO. We'll go right away into our presentation, and at this point, we are going to allow Eswatini Bank to talk to us about the 45 million Emanangeni Recovery Fund. With that, I'm going to invite Eswatini Bank to take the podium. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning also to our viewers of the online seminar. Thank you very much to SEDCO and the CEO, the welcome remarks. My name is Kambile Smelane. I work for Eswatini Bank under the SME Development Unit. I'm based at head office in Mbabane. So today we have been invited to make a presentation about the 45 million Emalangeni Revolving Fund, which was established by government through the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade to assist SMEs that have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. So my presentation, I will try to cover a number of issues. First of all, we will look at the SMEs in general as engines of economic growth. In fact, the CEO has touched on that SMEs actually are the engines of economic growth for all developing countries or growing economies. So we'll also look at the issues surrounding the lack of access to finance by these SMEs. Then we will go to the revolving fund and its purpose. why it was set up. We'll look at the product features and what are the loan requirements, and then we will conclude our presentation. First of all, one can say globally, SMEs or small medium enterprises are actually considered as engines of economic growth. Why is it said so? It's because they promote development for growing economies. And research has actually confirmed that about 90% of private businesses are SMEs. So these contribute to actually more than 50% of employment in most African countries. So these are also generally seen as the backbone of any growing economy. So they drive growth, provide employment opportunities, and open new markets, and actually address the issue of poverty in most African countries. So let us look at the actual contributors to the lack of access to finance by SMEs. Everyone has been crying about this, and I believe it has been a genuine cry that there has been some challenges with accessing finance by SMEs and mostly the informal sector. So access to finance has been actually a challenge for the longest time for SMEs. Mainly this has been due to maybe the kind of businesses that our SMEs conduct, which are seen as high risk by most financial institutions or financiers. Scholars have also alluded to the fact that startups have been the ones mostly affected, as no financer would want to absorb the risk that comes with unsecured loans for new startups and so on. So as I said earlier on, the informal sector has been the one that has been mostly affected by the issue of being unable to access finance. So, and also the larger percentage of the informal sector, mainly they've been affected because they are known to lack business management skills and also lack record-keeping skills. Yet this is a crucial requirement if you are looking for finance. Your business needs to have records for it to be properly assessed on its performance. So also most SMEs lack credit history as they do legally banking or no banking at all. So, and then it becomes a challenge for the financer as to know how exactly are you conducting your business. So with the coming of COVID-19, it is true that liquidity dropped to almost 47.3%, as it is stated in the presentation for today. The MSME revolving funds, some refer to it as the COVID-19 relief. Some say it's the 45 million COVID relief revolving fund. Anyway, as we all know, that in the year 2020, saw most SME businesses collapsing due to the coming of COVID-19 pandemic at Eswatini and worldwide. So as everyone was confused as to what was happening, every country was seen working